Hello, welcome back to Pokemon Gold. We're back in Gold tonight. And welcome Amaranthia and Cheeser. Good to see you. We resume the story of Pete. Platy gets to take some time off while we resume to Pete in the mystery gift option. The mystery gift is going to be there taunting me forever because you need the, like, infrared sensor on the Game Boy Color to actually use mystery gift. And Game Boy Advance doesn't have that. Neither does the Game Boy Player, and I don't have an old Game Boy to use it with. Oh man, is the haircut guy not here today? Oh man. It's funny, if you save during one of the days that the haircut brothers are here, when you load up, they'll still be here, but they'll tell you they're not open today. When I think normally they just disappear. I was gonna give Rosencrantz another haircut, because he still is upset that we traded him away. But anyway, I'm gonna start off the stream with shinies, because, oh, that's right. I did some trading in between last stream. I got all 3 Eevees from Pokemon Silver into Pokemon Gold. So Emblazoned, I finally hatched a girl Eevee that she will have the DVs we need. She has the shiny DVs. And she'll be getting very close with Emmanuel, whose EVs are not important, but you'll notice the trainer IDs, the original trainers, are different. And if you have 2 Pokemon of the same species and different trainers, that's like the highest odds of them getting an egg. Like they're gonna hatch so many eggs much faster than than any other combo. Also, I brought over Mulan the second because she is very good at catching wild Pokemon, and I gave her the Quick Claw. She decided that she left behind her tiny mushroom as a little memento while she spends her time here on the Pokemon Gold team, and eventually she will return back to Pokemon Silver, although she's going to be really over-leveled if I'm not careful. I don't know, we're going to see how that works. But she will return to her home in Pokemon Silver, but for now she's part of the Gold team. Yeah, Quick Claw. Welcome, Roxors. But tonight we're going to start off by doing at least 1 egg, maybe 2, trying to hatch a shiny Eevee. Oh my gosh, that's like, I've never talked to these people before in Gold. I'm so used to, I've been going through Silver so much, actually, crap, I forgot. Okay, never mind. No, I can reload the save that I already have and it'll be fine. Gosh, I talked to your husband and I already know about the eggs. This is such like a 90s, like a 20th century style elderly couple where they just don't talk to each other. But also, okay, because they're different trainers, so Emblazoned is from Silver, for my Platy trainer, they're gonna have different message. It appears to care for Emblazoned. Aw, Emmanuel cares for Emblazoned. Emblazoned, what do you think about Emmanuel? It cares for Emmanuel. That means that's like the best. They love each other very much. Alright, I'm using the GameCube controller because it's easier on my thumb to bike up and down all this. But here we go. We're back in Gold. It's nice to be here. On Saturday, oh that's right, on Saturday I was gonna spend the, like, if we got a shiny, I was gonna spend the rest of the stream doing the, I was gonna spend the rest of the stream in Gold doing the National Park bug catching contest, because it's, Saturday's one of the days you can do it. But we didn't get an egg, and it ran up to 3 hours, so I was tired. But come Thursday, I'm gonna go to the park again. We're gonna do the bug catching contest next stream. Because I gotta catch more bugs. I gotta get a Scyther in this game, and a Pinsir. I think I got a Weedle already. But I also need to get Sunstones, so we gotta try to get, like, really high-level Pokemon. The higher level and most evolutioned, the better. And of course, Mulan the second will be great for that. She'll make the catching really easy. Because she's also probably over-leveled for most of the National Park Pokemon? I don't know. Yeah, unless we get super lucky and I get shiny Eevee on this stream, my plan is to only do like 1 or 2 eggs every stream until we get one, because I want to do this the same way I did the Safari Zone in Pokemon Blue, where catching Tauros was the most difficult thing that like any Pokemon related challenge I ever had to do. And so I got to the point in the Blue and Red challenge where I was just like, you know what, I just gotta, like, I can't spend the entire stream in the Safari Zone. And I split it in half, where like the first half of the stream was Safari Zone. So I think I'm gonna do that for the shiny eggs. And I will try and hatch a shiny Eevee off stream, but if I get it, I'll be sure to record it. You can get my, like, the VOD will still have my, like, or I'll show the video on stream if I catch it. So I'm planning, I've got all plans. The other really difficult thing in the Red and Blue playthrough, of course, was getting Porygon. I had to save up a specific amount of money to just buy all the coins we needed, and that was a pain. And guess what? That's still the only way to get Porygon in Pokemon Gold and Silver, so... You know, I promised I would get a new Pokemon. I would be getting new Pokemon to fill out the decks, and Porygon is included in that. So I'm gonna... I have a potential solution. We might be able to do the... There is a guide that somebody wrote up on running the slots. So I might try doing that and see how much we get. Oh hey, there's an egg. Look at how fast that was. Yeah, you love Porygon? Yeah, I like Porygon as a design. I think it's neat, but I don't know how useful it is in battles. I don't know if any of its evolutions have like made it better at battling, or I don't know, is it good in the beauty contests or like the like Olympics? Wow, they grew by 1 level, which is actually perfect. It's actually perfect to get a, only 1 level. It's like the cheap, because otherwise it'd be... Whoa, 6! Oh, that's right, because Emplacent was level 5. What did you say? No, they go and scramble it. Well, I don't know. They just keep it. Yeah, I don't know. They have a pretty small house. I don't think they could afford to hatch the egg and keep it, so probably, yeah. But yeah, let's, we'll put them in between. Egg is cushioned by its parents. Yeah, so we have... I think I was... When I was doing the math, or I found a chart that showed the, like, chance of getting a shiny from hatching in this generation. And I think it specifically used Eevee as an example, and I kind of misconstrued that... Oops. I misconstrued that to be the odds for all Pokemon, but Eevee... Because Eevees are, like, they have, like, a skewed gender chances. Like, Eevee... We need a male Eevee, and there's, like, 7 out of 8 chance of that. Or, I don't know. Because it said 1 out of 64 chance to get a shiny, but... Shinies are dependent on all 4 DVs. They don't actually depend on gender, but like effectively because of how gender is determined by DVs, they do. And we've only selected out, like we have, there are 8 possible attack DVs, so that's like a 1 out of 2 chance for that. Defense is guaranteed, so that's 1 to 1. There's a 1 out of 2 chance for the... Well, I guess the math does work out, because there's a 1 out of 2 chance for the special DVs to be inherited to the right one, or to one that's 8 points off. And then the speed stat is totally random, but it has to be 10. I think all the DVs have to be 10 except for attack. Attack can be 1 of 8 possible values, and the rest have to be 10. So... That's, you know, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 1, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 16. So, 16 times 2 times 2 is 64. And 1 out of 64 chance that your egg, who has inherited shiny genes from its parent, will be a shiny. The funny thing is, now that I think about it, the only way that you can hatch a shiny is if the appropriate parent has shiny genes. So if you're just hatching eggs, if you're not using like a known shiny like the red Gyarados to breed Pokemon and hatch eggs, then you could potentially never get a shiny. Like you could have such bad luck that the Pokemon you're breeding literally can't produce shinies. Because the defense DV will always be the same inherited. Oh no, wait, actually that's not true. That's not true, because one of the parents that you breed doesn't pass down the genes. So like you might get... So like there is a potential. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But I imagine the average player who plays this game and doesn't know about how DVs work and how shiny inheritance works are probably not going to try and do that, or if they do, then they will accidentally have a chance to get a shiny baby. But like maybe like a shiny Ekans or something that can breed directly with a Gyarados. I don't know. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to say about eggs is that Eevee is like the second longest incubation time out of any Pokemon egg. It shares that incubation time with some other eggs, but you need to walk 9,000 steps to hatch an Eevee egg. It's like Eevee and a few other ones, like I think Elekid and Magby are in that group too? I might be wrong. But like the most common step count for Pokemon is 5,200. So Eevee takes a long time. That's why I don't want to do... I actually did some... I actually timed it out. It takes about 14 seconds to do a full lap up and down, so like about 14 seconds for 100 steps. So by my calculations, an Eevee takes about 21 minutes to hatch. So get comfortable. Adding into that the time it takes to get the Eevees to lay an egg to start with, and to pick up the egg from the daycare, and to pick up the Pokemon from the daycare. I figured that it's about a half hour on average to do one Eevee shiny egg attempt. And that's why I said only 1 or 2 eggs. We're gonna do 1 or 2 eggs this stream, and then I think in future streams, if I still don't have shiny Eevee, I'm going to do 1. Oh no, I've just wasted a lot of time. Crap. Get out of here. Get out of here, Drowsy. I don't want to see you anymore. Although you're a new sprite. I'm used to the silver sprite. So it is kind of nice to see a different sprite, but get out of here. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. All my Pokemon are lower level. I'm used to having like 26, 28, level 26 and 28 Pokemon, and now back down to like under 20. They aren't old enough to vote yet or drink. Or no, they are old enough to vote. Whatever. Yeah, man. Shiny Eevees. Shiny Mareep will be a little easier, even though I don't have another Mareep to make it faster to get an egg. But hatching the egg will take less time. To hatch the egg, less time. Yeah. Ooh, you started a crystal randomizer. Cool. What'd you get? What'd you get as a starter? Crystal randomizer sounds like really difficult. Although I guess you have some advantages like the move tutors. Ooh, a Seadra. Nice. I really like Seadra. I guess you can't get the Kingdra unless you have a way to trade, though. That's something. I'm gonna have to get Dragon Scales. I think you only need 1, though, to get the full decks. Yeah, wow. Seadra... Oh, but doesn't that... Actually, wait. Isn't that bad to start with a Seadra? Because, like... It's gonna take longer to learn moves, isn't it? Oh, the randomizer just... evolves it at level 40, huh? That's nice. Oh, and it starts with... Oh, it's... Oh, the moves are randomized, too. Okay. Do the leveling moves get randomized? It's, like, totally random? That sounds nuts. I should probably try... Yeah, it does? Wow. I should probably try the, like, Pokemon Red randomizer that I did ages ago. That'd be fun. The thing I did it with a pool of all the possible Pokemon, which was really confusing. I think I ended up with a starter that I didn't know what it was. And I ended up facing a lot of, like, unknown mystery Pokemon that I'd never seen before. Oh, the only thing you can't do is randomize Pokemon types like Emerald. Oh, okay. So the types are fixed. Well, that would be neat, though. Like, I think you need to have some constants. Like, imagine if you had a randomizer where all the moves were also randomized. Like, but I mean, not in which Pokemon learn which moves, but like, if the randomizer also changed which, like, how much power, accuracy, and all the other stats of a move did. So like a move like Earthquake might just be like a water move that always misses. Like, that would be really annoying, because then you don't know anything. But I like a randomizer that recreates that feeling of playing Pokemon for the first time, where you don't know anything, but you can kind of figure it out. Yeah, none of those do that yet. I can't. I would be. That almost feels like the, like, attack randomizer that I proposed just now. Almost sounds like a joke that you would do. Kind of like, I want to be the guy or something. The game just intended to infuriate randomizer players. But yeah. No, I'm still... Oh, I forgot. I was starting to lay out a list of... I was starting to actually plan out what games I want to stream in the future, and I forgot to put the Ruby Nuzlocke on there. I should. I'll put that on there when I in the break. I'll remember. Because I laid them out. I got the game that I'm gonna do next that I already know. I already know what I'm gonna do next. And then I've got a bunch of other ones. I have a long list, and I don't know when I'm gonna play them, but I've got, like, I want to play Oni, this sort of little-known Bungie game that I saw at a Games Done Quick once. I want to do some of the old BioWare games, like I want to finally beat Dragon Age Origins, which I've never played very far through it, but I'm gonna put that on the schedule so that I, like, actually play it finally on stream, because I keep talking about playing it on stream. I should probably double check the, like, age rating on Twitch, because I don't know if, like... No, I think Dragon Age Origins doesn't actually have any nudity in it. Isn't the whole thing that they, like, cut to black for the sex scenes? Yeah, old in quotes. I say old, I mean old BioWare in that, is BioWare even around anymore? Did they get dissolved or something because EA got really bored of their shiny new toy? I don't remember. Or I guess BioWare was... No, they weren't always with EA, were they? Because they did old Baldur's Gate. That's another one. I forgot to put Baldur's Gate on there, because I have Baldur's Gate 1, and, like, with the original FMV cutscene that opens the game, which is ridiculous. I need to play that. Because I did a test stream with Baldur's Gate 1, and it seemed to work okay. Oh, they did Neverwinter Nights. That's right. I think people liked that one, didn't they? Or am I thinking of... Well, I'm thinking Pillars of Eternity was the one that everybody's, like, crazy about. Yeah, you don't remember seeing anything in Dragon Age Origins? Yeah, that's fair. All I remember is there was some video when Dragon Age 2 came out. It was like everybody was upset about Dragon Age 2 for various reasons. And I seem to remember somebody was upset about, like, how the... What did they do? They did something weird for that one, like where the characters are clothed and they're in bed for, like, a second. And it's just weird. It's like, why do that? Like, why make it weird? You know what I mean? Like, you didn't show anything last time, so just don't. Like, if you're not gonna, then don't. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that stuff so much on a Pokemon stream. But anyway, Dragon Age should be safe. And then, of course, Dragon's Dogma, which... I'll probably end up playing Dragon's Dogma sooner, just because I think it's a shorter game? Question mark? I might be wrong on that one, but Dragon's Dogma It's funny, if I were a smart streamer, I would like drop Pokemon right now and start streaming original Dragon's Dogma just to pick up on all the hype around the sequel. But I'm like, no, I'm committed to Pokemon. I gotta finish Pokemon first. And I've got another game that I'm already planning to stream after this one. I have Pseudo Regalia, which is also a recent indie game that like everybody was streaming for a while, and I was like, man, I'm not exactly a bandwagon hopper, but like if I do happen to coincide with some kind of trend, then maybe I will stream. Like it would be fun to stream a game that people are like actually talking about, you know, instead of playing Pokemon because I just want to. But it's like the stars have to align. It's like it's got to be a game that I was going to play anyway, or a game that I like or I'm excited about, and a game that like has just come out. Because like I don't know, I've seen some gameplay of what is it, Penny's Big Breakaway? That looks really fun. People were talking about A Hat in Time because it was I think Penny's was also Mario inspired, but like in a different way. And I love A Hat in Time. I'd love to stream A Hat in Time, like just do a new playthrough and finally play the DLC, because I never played the DLC, but like that what is that one? The like Japanese cat DLC that had like the really cool soundtrack to it. Anyway. Oh. I could talk more about Dragon Age Origins though, because it's on my mind. And it's like it's one of those games that like I try, you know, much like Baldur's Gate 1. There's a game I tried to play like a bunch of times and I just couldn't get very far into it. Like I would get a little bit further into it. Oh, people talking about A Hat in Time because it featured that one shitty streamer. Wait, what? Like the game had a bad streamer in it, or like there was a bad, or somebody really bad was streaming A Hat in Time. Oh, wait, did it? Wasn't John Tronin gonna be in the other game that was actually like Rare devs? The Ukulele? I thought he was gonna be in Ukulele and then they pulled him out. But is he actually in A Hat in Time somewhere? I don't remember that. Wow, weird. I mean, because I know he was supposed to be in Ukulele and then they like removed him. They like canceled it when all the bad vibes went down. All the bad takes. Hey, welcome back, Chainsaw. You caught me in the middle of biking an egg up and down Goldenrod. Actually, let's check on the egg. Let's see how it is. Trying to get a shiny Eevee, which is difficult. Oh, we're about halfway. Yeah, welcome to the stream. You're in the middle of talking about A Hat in Time. People asked to have his voice removed from A Hat in Time and they didn't. Oh, that's a bummer. I mean, I don't think you can notice, can you? Oops, it's a shame. Man, I didn't think anything would ever. It's sad to tarnish an otherwise very wholesome and beloved game. Like I love A Hat in Time, but it's a little sad to tarnish it with that. I mean, it's not. It's, you know, the developers tarnishing it, but oh well. What can you do? You're gonna lurk while making dinner. Cool. I think that's how most people watch Twitch, isn't it? Just lurking while they do something else. That's probably what I would do if I was actually watching Twitch more. Wait, did I say Twitter? Silly Pete. Twitter doesn't exist anymore. It's all about Mastodon now. Anyway, yeah. Well, not that I'm planning on doing A Hat in Time anytime soon, just because like there are too many other games. Oh yeah, and co-host. Although, does co-host have like a phone app yet? I think when I last checked, they didn't have a phone app, and that was like the main barrier to entry for me. Oh yeah, is there some Tumblr drama going on now? I feel like there was some Tumblr drama. I mean, there's always Tumblr drama, isn't there? That's like, they're kind of defined by drama and like... Or there was something like 4chan versus Tumblr? I don't know. I saw like a YouTube thumbnail that made it seem like there was something going on, but I don't know. I didn't watch it. Aw, thank you. I'm glad that I'm able to put out best vibes, good vibes for people to lurk. That was, without getting too congratulatory, one of my, like, motives to, or one of my, like, guiding ideas for my streaming was that I kind of wanted to be chill, where most Let's Play people... Oh! Wait, what was that? What it... Okay, weird. I mean, I was gonna say, didn't everything seem kind of desaturated? I guess maybe because it was like... Maybe we're supposed to be in, like, evening now? Or twilight? I don't know, I'm so confused. Oh, Tumblr's allowing AI to scrape their posts. Oh, man. On the CEO being transphobic. Yeah. Okay, I hope that's not my GameCube having problems. Or, oh, you know what? It might be the RetroTink being weird. Sometimes the RetroTink is a little weird. Okay, so the colors were off. Sorry. Let me just check if my GameCube is overheating. Hang on. It seems fine. Yeah, the RetroTink is a little warm as well, but it's like otherwise okay. Yeah. There's a little creature stealing all the colors. Oh no. Is there like a Sneasel coming in and like tuning down the color palette? I think it was very gradual. Because like I don't remember noticing like a sharp twitch, but I was like, wait a minute, does this looks... Anyway. Yeah. Because Tumblr... I remember hearing about Instagram starting to use AI scraping on posts, and I was like, well, I'm glad I don't use it scrape very much. And I shouldn't have been surprised, because Facebook announced they were doing that, and it's like, well, of course they're going to do it with all of their apps. Yeah. I guess that's the only real... That's maybe the one real concern of Threads getting federated, because they'll start using AI to scrape, like, all Federation posts, right? But, like, you know... I think I made a Mastodon post about this a while back, which is that... Or a couple days ago, which is that, like, my only, like, major concern about Threads and Blue Sky federating... Because, you know, Mr. Musk is never gonna do it. He's gotta, like, stay in his little... big brain bubble on the ivory tower or whatever. But the other two... I think the only real danger with them federating is that they might try to influence the protocol, like the ActivityPub protocol, which would be bad. But I don't think they can. Like, that's what I wonder about. Because it's run by W3C, and I think they've made, like, one or two bad decisions in the past, but, like, I don't think that they're I don't think that they're, like, controllable like a corporation would be. Or, like, any kind of private interest group. But I don't know. You know? Because, like... Yeah. Yeah, there's no co-host app, but you can add it to your home screen. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, like, I could... Yeah. I should try visiting it on a browser, on my phone browser, and see what co-host looks like there. Because, it seems to me that Federation can only be good. Federating Blue Sky and Threads will mean that more people will, like, come over to the the Fediverse. People come over to, like, the open apps, where they don't have to see ads all the time. Because if you need any reason to join Mastodon and, like, abandon the other social media, like, posting apps, is, like, there are no ads. At least as far as I know. Like, I haven't seen any ads. There are no ads, and there's, like, oh! Whoa, we already got an Eevee? Oh gosh, it's been about 21 minutes. Okay, here we go. We're looking for a gray Eevee, gray fur. Aww. So we're not gonna nickname, but I will check the stats. So our new baby Eevee is a boy, so we got the right gender, but we got the wrong stats. Wow, look at this. Oh yeah, did I say last time that when I was using the DV stat calculators, I was actually mixing up... I was putting the stats in the wrong fields. Because see here we've got attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. But let me see, where is it? EV and hidden power. For whatever reason, all of the DV calculators put speed first and then special attack and defense. So I was just putting the numbers in order, and the calculator would be like, that's not right. And I'm like, why is that not right? And it's because the numbers are out of order. So let's do a quick check to make sure that everything is working. We got 21 HP. HP is important because it can give you some insight into what the other stats are. And then 11, and then 9 special attack, and 11 defense. Oh wait, it's not an Abra. Hang on. Eh. E. What? No. EV. And it's level 5. Okay, it doesn't say a lot. It says its defense could be between 10 and 15. So it's probably 10. Special attack and defense. Oh, its speed. Speed could be 5 to 14. Yeah, the DV calculator isn't going to help at level 5. Like, there's no way to know. There's no way to know what DVs we got. But now it's time for a reset, because we're going to try egg number 2 of the night. And I've got to start up here because I forgot to save right before. It's fine. So anyway, I've got to do this dialogue again. I forgot. Okay, I'm going to do this dialogue just so that we don't have to do it every freaking time. Oh, beware of CSS crimes on co-host. Because they allow markdown at CSS. Oh. Well, I mean, it's probably okay. Don't they say, what's the saying? Be gay, do crimes? Maybe that's co-host's way of being, inclusive. Oh, crap, I forgot to actually... Oh, whatever. I said I was gonna save after this, and I was like, oh, whatever. Oh, whatever, I don't freaking care. We're gonna check them. We don't have to, but I like to check them. Oh, you're trying to do a CSS crime but yourself, but you don't know it well enough? Oh, yeah. You should try using, display flex. Yeah. Or I don't know, are you allowed to put, like, full HTML containers in there and stuff? Are you allowed any markup, or do you... I guess they clean out certain tags. They're not gonna let you put, like, a... You're not gonna get to put, like, an iframe or something in there, I don't think. Like, JavaScript tags to scrape people's IP addresses. Is that something that people can do anymore? Because that was something... Like, a sneaky... People would put in their signature a... I think people used to do on old forums is to put a signature in... part of your signature, excuse me. On a forum, you could put a script tag that would call an IP address lookup service. And, like, you could show people whatever their IP address was to spook them out. Like, you wouldn't know what it is as a user, but if somebody visited a post, or a thread, excuse me. If somebody visited a thread that you had posted on, then your signature would have their IP address, like, you know, whatever the visitor's IP address was at being it. I always thought that was kind of like, you can put iframes in co-host. Oh, big crimes. You could put, like, a donation form in there. Put your, like, coffee, your co.fi donation thing in your signature. That'd be so mean. Because it's huge. It'll be huge. Like, it would make your one sentence post would be, like, massive. Yeah. Oh, hey, there we go. See, this is the advantage of having 2 Pokemon of the same species but different trainers. Is that the egg come out, that they give an egg really fast. They fall in love quick. Oh. Yeah. I would hope at least that they've proofed. Oh, nice! They didn't even grow a level this time. Or Emmanuel didn't. I think And Blazoned will have grown like 2 or 3. 4 levels. Yeah. Anyway, that whole the whole script in the yeah, Zero Cycle. The whole IP script in the signature thing was just like it was just a scare tactic. Or not even, it was just trolling. What am I saying? Classic internet trolling. And now we bike for 21 minutes. Give or take. I think it's actually less than 21, because the full lap is 106 steps. Oh my god, this lets you run any itch.io game native. Oh, I've got to get on co-host. I gotta get on co-host. I could put an itch.io game that's just like a fun little, like a tiny little banner game. That'd be awesome, imagine that. Put like a little banner game that like adjusts to the screen size, so like it's not big. You could put the like Chrome running dinosaur thing in there. Whoops, excuse me. No, I would probably have to make something that's like a text adventure. Actually, that was something I tried to make, a text adventure in HTML and JavaScript years and years ago, and then I realized that making a text parser is really hard. It's really hard, or at least I could probably do it better now because I have more experience. But you have to account for like function words and stuff. You have to like, I can appreciate, as much as I hate generative AI, I can really appreciate large language models because it's difficult. Even if you limit yourself to one language. Maybe English itself is just really difficult to work with. Yeah, now you've got my mind, you've got my like gears turning, Mav. Gears are spinning in my brain. I'm like, what kind of game could I put into like a signature? That would be, I think it would have to be like mouse driven or touch driven, so that it doesn't like interrupt your keystrokes when you're trying to type something. But I don't know what that would look like. Oh, you know what? If it's a banner, it could be like a side scroller. A side scroller, like shoot 'em up. That's what I mean, a shmup. It'd be very narrow though. I don't know. It could be something silly and frantic, like I thought. I've been trying, like every so often when I think of a game idea, I'm like, oh, but what about like non-violent games, like games that are constructive or creative or in some other way? And for some reason, my first thought was some kind of game where you're like frantically trying to water plants that are slowly drying up. I think that would be that might work as a fun little banner game. But we'll see, they might just ban... I have a feeling the co-host might just at some point ban this, the ability to embed this, but... yeah. You remember playing a game like that? Ah, cool. I'm glad I'm not the first one to think of it, because it's like... kind of simple, but... that's something. It reminds me that there was I think it was Mastodon, or it might have been Blue Sky. Somebody had done a post recently that was like asking, you know... Can you name any games that don't... it was not feature. Can you name any games that don't have violence in them? And it really got me thinking, because it depends on what you define as violent. Like, Pokemon is violent because they're fighting each other. But it's like, but is the game itself about violence? I guess it is, because they're fighting each other. Right, Tetris. I think a lot of people posted Tetris and other puzzle games, and it's like, okay, well... and then he started replying, like, that was saying, like, okay, well, let's count puzzle games out as a category. And it's like, well, man, I mean, you could have violent puzzle games. Anyway, I think he kind of shot that down a little too fast, because here's my counterpoint. Tetris, your goal in Tetris is to destroy the tetrominoes. Like, you're building rows of the tetramino block segments to destroy. So that's, in its own way, that's violent, because you're destructive. You're eliminating blocks from the space, right? So it depends, like, violence, like, how do you... Yeah, building is disincentivized, although disincentivized is kind of a bugbear of mine as a word. It's, like, really picked up use, and I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't like it as a word. sorry to have that like immediate gut reaction to, but I won't derail, because yeah. You're just, it's not even discouraged from building, it's like it's entirely anti-building, like, I don't know, it's kind of anti-unpacking. You could be packing them up and shipping them. Oh. Or unpacking. Ah. But is there a version of Tetris that you can think of where it like arguably looks like you're unpacking instead of like destroying the blocks? Because most of them look like they're destroying the block, and you don't really destroy things when you unpack them. You're wrong, but you used it right. Okay, disincentivized. I just don't like the word disincentivized. That was my bugbear. Oh yeah, Power Wash Simulator. Yeah, Power Wash Simulator is a good one. I think there's this game I heard about from Cool Ghosts. I think it was the first episode of like Cool Ghosts that they did. Wilfred's Warehouse, something like that. It's where you get delivered these like you get these abstract squares. It's just a square with a symbol on it, but it's like a box, and you're this little square guy who can move these boxes around. You can move multiple boxes at once up to a point. And the whole goal of the game is that people at like the checkout counter are going to order up a certain collection of different symbols, and you have to go find them in your warehouse and deliver them. And like that game is non-violent because you're moving blocks around to deliver. Like you're doing delivery and organization. Part of the Cool Ghost episode was talking about how like you kind of create, like the difficulty of the game is your own creation. Like if you have not spent time organizing, then it'll be really difficult to find what you need in the time limit. But if you do, then you know where everything is. Does intent matter? Is Paperboy violent? Eee. So, I'm thinking really broadly, and because the literal phrasing of the post was something like, think of games that like is there a game that doesn't have violence in it, right? Because featuring violence is different. Pokemon features violence because the Pokemon are fighting each other, and that's the core game loop. I would say Paperboy does have violence in it because you can throw people who aren't... Well, actually, you're supposed to throw newspapers through the windows of anybody who's not subscribed to the newspaper. And that's destructive. That's a form of violence. But I wouldn't say that Paperboy features violence. Or no, I think I would, actually. As long as it's a version of Paperboy where you're supposed to throw papers through windows, then I think it does feature violence. But it's like, it isn't intense, you know? The newspaper's enlightened. Okay, I don't know that in the unsubscriber primitive... Oh, well, let's not phrase it that way. I don't like the contextualizing of delivering knowledge to people that we call primitive. But my point being that I think there are a lot of games that we can think of that don't have any violence in them, even if you exclude puzzle games. But most games do have a form of violence. I think the more interesting distinction is does a game feature violence rather than just like including it like by happenstance. Like, it's questionable whether you call it a game, but like the Stanley Parable has violence in it, but it's not like about violence necessarily. Or maybe it is. I guess there's a sort of violence that the narrator inflicts on player. Yeah, Putt Saves the Zoo. Oh yeah, humongous games. Yeah, I would say humongous games generally don't feature violence, but there is like some of the background gags and doodads have some like violent stuff in them sometimes. Like there's definitely like a balloon will get like inflated and like have a face on it and then you pop it or something like that. But yeah, but generally the humongous entertainment, because they're made for children, they gotta stay, they generally don't feature violence as an interaction. But yeah, I guess if we try to look at games that are not designed for children, and therefore it's like, oh, think of the children, we have to be safe. Like I try to think of the games that like I still enjoy and still play, games that I'm looking forward to, and that like games that are in my library. And it's like I'm kind of hard pressed to find ones that aren't violent in some way. I don't know, like you know, I started this channel, or I didn't start this Twitch stream by playing Monster Hunter, but I very quickly went into Monster Hunter. And that's like, that is featured violence, straight up. Just thinking of the games that I've streamed, actually, is like, yeah, they're all kind of violent in their own way. Like little, like greater or lesser violence of some kind. Because Legend of Zelda is like fantasy violence. I did Twilight Princess. What are we, health in the environment? I mean, that was, oh, what's that game? What's that game about, like, removing human presence from, like, an alien, from, like, an environment and, like, redoing the ecosystem? Is a recent game. We have to remove the overpopulation of monsters. Oh, man. Actually, Monster Hunter, I think a lot about this video by Unnatural History Channel about Monster Hunter, and, the idea of whether the hunters are helping or hurting by hunting so much. And he kind of came down on the idea that, like, assuming, you have to make some assumptions. Assuming that the monsters in Monster Hunter are just animals and they, like, work, like, the ecosystem behaves like it would in our world, which is to say that it's, like, it's a grounded ecosystem, then the hunters are doing a lot of bad by hunting so much, and, like, they're kind of selecting for the monsters in the world to be more violent. Oh, and Iceborne, the Seeker comments on it. Yeah, now that you say that, that sounds familiar. I feel like that was... But I can't remember what they say. Do you remember? All I remember from World is from the base game when you first encounter Xeno'jiiva, and like, there's no time to research. There's no attempts to, like, figure out what this creature is, or, like, we just immediately assume that it's the meme, I guess, is that, like, newborn mystery monster must be dangerous and destroyed is, like, the plot to Monster Hunter World, or the climax to Monster Hunter World. But then, yeah, in Iceborne, there's some stuff about that. I actually wanted to, I tried to conceive, or I started to plan out and, like, imagine, because I don't think I could ever make it. But I started to imagine a game like Monster Hunter that is ecologically responsible. I realized it would have to be a game where most of the time you don't slay any of the monsters. Like, most of the time you either scare them off, like you have to defend a farmland or like a caravan or something, or you might have to, like, capture the monsters for research, and then they get released later. I don't know. I feel like Africa for the PS3 might be like a more, like the safest thing you can do, where you're just like photographing the animals from a safe distance. Oh, Xeno'jiiva is drawing Zora Magdaros away from the ocean, and it will destroy the place if it's allowed to meet Xeno'jiiva. Oh, I guess that's true. We only care about this because we came to the New World and lived there. Yeah. It feels a little uncomfortable to create a story where a seemingly natural occurrence, which is Xeno'jiiva is effectively natural, like humans didn't create it, but like a seemingly natural occurrence might cause a disaster, and we decide to stop it without learning more about what will happen exactly. I mean, I guess it's like, well, they talk about, like, the Everstream will, like, explode or whatever, right? Like, I think it's, like, the entire planet is at risk, isn't it? Maybe, like, the world gets destroyed and reborn. Yeah. It might be, like, a natural life cycle of the planet, and we have to live with it. In contrast to a game that I can't spoil, because if I say... Dang it. This reminds me of a game, but I don't want to say because it'll spoil. Uh-oh. Stream is getting a little buffery. Or at least it is on my computer. Maybe it's fine. Y'all doing okay? We should be close to hatching. That's why I'm worried about it. The secret says something like, "Are hunters good and who will stop the hunter?" Right. Who hunts the hunters? Actually, that's not a very good quote, is it? It's like, who watches the watchers? Oh man, we haven't gone anywhere with this egg. It hiccuped once and it's fine now, yeah. Sorry, feeling a little funky today. I don't know. I think the more achievable thing in my mind, the more achievable game is one where you play as the monsters. That would be cool. I don't think Capcom would ever do it, but I would love to see that. Something like a Tokyo Jungle setup. Where, like, you have to unlock the more powerful and rare monsters by living, like, by living and procreating as the, like, weaker and more common ones. Carrion. Is that another game? Is that a game where you play birds of prey? I haven't heard of that. Yeah, Monster Hunter Stories is more about living in harmony. Yeah, they do the Pokemon thing where they distinguish how, like... they make this clear distinction about, like, oh, you have to love and befriend and care about your monstie. And then it's like the friend turned evil is like, oh no, we can't love and befriend with their monsties because the monsters are all bad, but I'm still gonna, my monstie still cares about me or whatever. Oh, and carrying you are a thing and you're escaping scientists and maybe eating them. Yeah, yeah. As soon as you said that in Carrion You Are a Thing, capital T thing, I was like, I remember that game came out in like 2019 or something. It's like longer ago than I wish it came out. I feel like it should be more recent. Yeah, Carrion. I don't own that game, but it would be a fun one to try out. Might be a good, like, October one. Yeah, Nargacuga killed his mom and he's man pain about it. Cheval, the horse boy. See, Monster Hunter Stories is so fun that I've seriously considered streaming it. But I'm torn because, for one thing, 3DS emulation is funky. It doesn't really work very well with... I mean, I couldn't get it working, and, like, I think the version of Citra, the old version of Citra that would work with Stories is probably not going to run very smoothly. Like, I don't know if I can stream it. And then... even if I could, like, there are two different versions to consider, because there's the original version... Oh, actually, no, they're releasing on Switch. But I don't want to buy Monster Hunter Stories again, so screw that. The version I would want to play, because it has more monsties in it, it has all the, like, DLC monsties that we didn't get in the American release, it has an English translation, but they don't have all the fun puns and stuff. Yeah, he comes around when his Rathian sacrifices herself, yeah. Or she almost does. You think that she dies, but then she survives, and it's good. It's good that she doesn't die, because we don't want to kill our precious creatures. But yeah, I'm torn between what version I would want to play. Like, I've basically played through the game twice already. I'm like, if I could find a good way to stream Monster Hunter Stories, then I probably would, because it's just fun. It's too nice. And then I could justify buying a copy of Monster Hunter Stories 2, and we could all, like, collectively get angry about it or whatever. Or I don't know, maybe it's good. I know you can finally get Plesioth as a monstie, and that's cool. Yeah, it's a game for kids. Yeah, they could never actually kill anybody. I mean, they killed Cheval's mom, but they can't kill the Rathian because the Rathian has been there, like, the whole story. And, I mean, I guess if you killed the Rathian, then that would be, like... maybe that would be fair to... I don't know. It shouldn't be fair for her to suffer in order to, like, get hit... because she does anyway. She suffers enough just for him to have his own, like, manly growth story. His character arc. And it feels, like, shittier to have her, like, die as a sacrifice just to, like... just for him to grow, you know what I mean? It's a problem. It's a problem. Oh, his Rathian has to get with our Rathalos and have kids. Oh, maybe. I never thought of that. We don't even know if they like each other or not. They don't really interact at all. But my favorite part, I mean, there's a part near the end of stories where Ratha, excuse me, I was like, it should be Ratho with an O because it's Rathalos, but whatever. Ratha. There's a part at the end that like touches my heart, like my inner core of my being, where Rathalos has just gone totally nuts and like he's broken like your Digi watch, your Digimon power bracelet, whatever it is. And the player character speaks for like the only time in the whole game, just to say like, to give him a hug and say everything's gonna be okay. And it's just so sweet. It's gonna make me cry if I have to recount it too much. But also, I have too many games on my stream list, so I would never get to play it. Like, here I am, I'm still trying to hatch this Eevee egg after an hour. Like, as fun as it might be to stream Monster Hunter Stories, and like, cause I've quote-unquote beaten it, but I've never gotten all the monsties. And I never went up, like, the big tower and stuff. So, it could be fun to potentially stream it and do all those things. Yeah, I'll be playing Dragon's Dogma sooner than that, I think. Someday I'll play Dragon's Dogma on stream. This is cool. I think I've got to play, I was saying last time, I think I've got to play Melee class because the, like, climbing on giant monsters mechanic is too cool not to do. Even though I always prefer magic. I always like to do magic in RPGs. Oh. Aha, okay. We want gray fur. We want a shiny Eevee, and that's gonna have gray fur, and it's gonna be a shiny, sparkly shine. Come on, here we go. Ah. No shinies tonight. I can check at least that it's got a different set of stats. It should. He should, yeah. Oh no, they're the same. Oh wait, is it always going to be the same because this is the first egg that I ever hatch? It might be set already. Dang. Well, I'm going to reset anyway. I think I'll try and hatch... I wonder, can we find like a Pikachu or something? Can we find a Pokemon... If I can hatch like a baby Pokemon that I need for the Dex, then I'll... Oh, I need to trade Croconaw. Oh, whatever. If I can find a Pokemon that I need for the shiny, for the Pokedex anyway, then we can, like, get the egg... We can, like, get the eggs to change. Pikachu ain't here. What about... Oh, we can get a Magmar. We can get a Magmar in the Burn Tower, so maybe I'll do that. Jigglypuff? Oh. Oh, we can get Jigglypuff if we go all the way back. We go all the way back there. Wait, why don't I have... Oh, I forgot to trade over the Ekans. Oops. Let me check real quick, though, to see what else. Meryl... Oh, no, Meryl doesn't have a baby in this game. That's later gens. I don't think we've encountered the other baby Pokemon yet. Or we haven't encountered, like, an Electabuzz or anything. Or, Clefairy. Oh, look at that little Meryl. But yeah, we can get a Magmar up at the Burnt Tower. Yeah. Well, for now... Oops. For now, I'm gonna put them into the barn. And we're gonna... It'll be about time for the midstream break. Oh, that's right, Pico Blue, you're right. Oh, we're on the barn, okay. So Emblazoned goes into the box. And Emmanuel goes into the box. And we just make sure that there's only... Oh yeah, I put all my core team in here. I think Arachne also has a Quick Claw. Okay, you two are gonna be making eggs later. Yeah. Pika Blue. Are we missing anybody else? Oh, I forgot we have Woodhouse, Annabelle, Ecstatic and Egress are my other two. I think Egress is going to be... I was going to have Egress evolve into an Espeon, maybe, and Ecstatic is going to be a Jolteon. And a Bell in the Woodhouse. Are we missing anybody else? We are. Who are we missing? Hang on. Arachne, Conifer, Lord, and Rosencrantz. We're missing somebody, and I feel embarrassed that I don't remember who. Oh my god, Carnage, Depardieu. Oh yeah, that was our Paris from this game. Adamantine. Oh, Quajesty. His Quajesty. His Quajesty has arrived at the... Oh wait, we already have a Spearow? Oh, I didn't mark down we had a Spearow. Oh, Towel Notch. I was trying to remember what our Hoot Hoot was called. It was Towel Notch. Oh, weird. Venom, Drilla, Togepi, Cannibaloom, Betty, Ginger. Oh, I guess I didn't have... We only have 4 core team members so far. Weird. But as soon as we get a fishing rod, I can get another one. Alright, so... Mulan the second, we're gonna keep her near the bottom. I know my badges allow me to use Mulan the second, like she will, like, obey my commands. But because she's so over-leveled, I'm not gonna use her yet unless we want to catch Pokemon. So... Everybody else we're gonna keep with us. But yeah, I'm gonna take the midstream break. I'm also gonna switch back to my Game Boy Advance to control. And what was I gonna check between streams? I forget. Oh well. Remember when images of Pika-Blue came out in rumors to get it in R&B? Oh yeah, yeah. And then they just effectively called like one of the glitch Pokemon is officially, or fans collectively agree that one of the glitch Pokemon is just called Pika-Blue now. Just fun. Yeah, good old times. Good old like the internet rumor mill. Anyway, I'm gonna take my break, and I suggest you do too. And we'll be back in just a few minutes after enjoying all this lovely music. Okay. I return. And I gotta turn on my Game Boy to use it as a controller. First thing first, I forgot. I wanted to use a specific box for all of the 28 unknowns, but that's more than will fit in one box. So I need to... Wait, we have the barn. Yeah. I need to rename these two boxes. I call these unknown. I split the boxes in two. Oh, it doesn't really work. I'll do we're gonna do A through N, I think. Yeah. Unknown A through N. And... Is that right? Wait. Yeah, because N is the 14th letter in the alphabet, so yeah. And then we're gonna have O through exclamation mark. Spoilers for the unknown decks. But yeah, we got one unknown already. Who was it? It was George. Is that apparently a G? I can see it as like a lowercase g, kind of. We're gonna put George in the correct box now. George goes in A through N. Yeah. So the trouble with me trying to raise a shiny Eevee is that in order to get the is because I want to have a shiny Umbreon as a core team member. I've never had either of the, like, new evolutions as a core team member before, and I wanted to have that. And then when I saw how cool Umbreon's shiny form looked, I really wanted to use it. Oh, also, wait, why is the time wrong? Oh, daylight saving! We gotta go home to Mom and tell her that daylight saving is on. Okay. To New Bark Town. Oh yeah, basically I'm stalling until we can get the shiny Eevee. Like I'm gonna like stall. I'm gonna stall like the story progress because oh, an Abra. We have an Abra? Oh, we don't. Oh man. Well, you know what? We're gonna trade. We're gonna trade Mia. Mia Fey is gonna get traded over from Silver anyway. I don't need to catch one. Sorry, so the point is that I'm stalling because I want to have it in my core party. So we're gonna do, we have other stuff we can do before moving on to doing all the Ecritique stuff. Like, I can catch Pokemon in the unknown decks if I really need to pad things out, but mostly there are a bunch of Pokemon I missed. Like, I never caught a Caterpie, for one thing. I can't believe I missed Caterpie. So, now that we're back here, though, we've got Mulan the Second to help. She can, sleep and cut down any Pokemon that we need. Gosh. Also, I gotta go back to Azalea. And I'll probably... I think there are at least 2 different Pokemon we can get from Azalea that I missed. Oh, right, this way. Oh yeah, and I need to fill up on berries so we can heal up the mill tank in this game too. Feel so silly for letting my Pokemon use them all up. But yeah, that's what the streams until we get a shiny Eevee are going to be me returning, going back to all these old places. But I mean, part of that we have to, like, Jigglypuff is the easiest Pokemon I can get to, like, move forward the shiny, move forward, like, the egg ID or whatever. Yeah, we gotta talk to Mam. Get your room tidy. It's not about my money. You want to switch to daylight saving time? Yes. Set the clock forward by 1 hour. Just do what you can, and let's just be sure. Yep, now it's nighttime. I can't believe it, because it was just yesterday. I wasn't ready for it. Oh, we got a super potion. Cool. Oh, I'm out of item space. Okay, let's do that. Let's we don't need this. We don't need the old rod. We don't need the squirt bottle anymore. Hold on to the coin case because we'll need it. Oops. Oh, they don't count to the item size. Interesting. Oh, X Defend. I should sell those. I don't have a Pokemon that can use Miracle Seed yet. I'll sell the Escape Rope as well, because I'm never going to use it. We've got Dig. Revives, I'm going to save that. Even though we needed the Revives. I'm going to put the really valuable items away, like Revives and Ethers and stuff. Oh, Hard Stone. And the Apricorns. Put the Apricorns away. What do we have? Oh, I didn't give the Poison Barb to Arachne. I'll do that. I'll do that real soon. I'll take a Repel too, why not? We might... I never really use Repels, but I might use them when we're crossing the ocean. Okay, Arachne, what item do you have? Is it the Quick Claw? I think it is. Yeah. Although... What poison move? Oh, you only have Poison Sting. Because Poison Barb does like an extra, like, what? It's like an extra 20, like 12.5% or something. It's not a lot. So I'll put the Poison Barb away because I think Quick Claw is more useful right now. But I will pick it up later. I think when we go to the Elite Four, Arachne is going to be holding that Poison Barb. And one of her extra pairs of legs. Oh wait, can we talk to Professor Elm? Elm, I hatched a Togepi. Oh. I would have to bring it to him. Well, screw that. Or wait. No, there's no PC in this town. I don't know why there isn't a, like, Pokemon PC in this whole town. Like, I'm not gonna go all the way back. I'll fly back here later. Once we have the ability to fly, I'll fly the Togepi in. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to check this. I don't know if we can find, I think we can find Caterpie at night, but I don't know if we can find a Jigglypuff at nighttime. So I'm gonna check real quick. Multitasking. Show me the deets. Oh, it's the same odds. How does that keep happening? So many Pokemon, it's like the same odds whether they show up in daytime or nighttime. I guess that's most of them. Here we go. It's low. It's a low appearance chance, so we just gotta keep looking. Hi, Geodude. I love how Geodude is here because these are the foothills of some mountains. But they also serve the purpose of providing you a rock type to fight Falkner, which I think is genius. I don't know if I said this before, because you could go into Dark Cave for Geodude, and even an Onix can appear there, but you're not going to before you get Flash, and even after you get Flash, you might forget to go there. Then again, this is out of the way, so I don't know. How many people do you think faced Falkner with a Geodude who didn't look up like a guide? I'm thinking it's not a lot of people. Like, I don't remember getting a Geodude to fight him, because I was more interested in getting all the new Pokemon, really. So it was cool to see Geodude's, you know, actually being on model, like this Geodude sprite. Gosh, I'm seeing some of the captions coming up for what I was saying, and they're like, nope. I didn't say capital S sprite, but sure. I'm thinking, should I spend the time to get 2 Jigglypuff to breed with each other, or should I just get one and breed it with a Ditto? What do y'all think? Because I'm gonna get a Ditto as well. When we get back to Goldenrod, I never caught one. And I'm thinking it's just going to take a long time. A long time to even see a Jigglypuff. Not to mention two who are opposite sex. I don't know. I think I'll try and catch two, but I'll put myself a time limit. Gosh. They're just so rare. I think they show up more frequently in Kanto. Yeah, like a little bit. They're a little bit more, Oh, wait a minute. Gold, yeah. Oh yeah, they show up in gold. Okay, cool. For a second, I realized that the heading on the table was for Pokemon Silver, and I was like, wait a minute. Did Jigglypuff not appear in gold? But they do. They do, we're safe. Gold Jigglypuff is real. J is real. Oh gosh. So many Pokemans. Thinking of time of day though. Thinking back to the time of day discussion. I might need to figure out how to find some time to stream in the morning. I think it would be a Saturday stream. But I might need to stream in the morning because some Pokemon might only show up at that time of day, or they're just like much more likely to appear. If that's the case, that could be a problem. And I don't want to cheat by resetting the clock again. Gosh, you know what? I'm just gonna catch one Jigglypuff and live with that. We'll hatch an Igglybuff. Funny thing is that it's maybe twice as likely to catch a Jigglypuff in Kanto. But it's like, man, it's still not a lot. It's still not a lot of frequency. Look at that angry old guy. Yeah. It's angry because we keep falling asleep listening to its music. Got the cartoon on the mind because that was the other. I remembered the other day that Mareep in the cartoon, Mareep has like the cutest little like kind of like a goat. And I think the first time they meet one, they meet this Mareep that's got a little bell. And if I remember correctly, like Team Rocket tries to catch the entire flock, the entire Mareep flock or something, and like the little bell around its neck Mareep is the one that stands out because of the bell. It's cute. It's really cute. It'll be really nice to have that shiny Mareep. Because I think the modern... I don't know why they changed it, but they changed how Ampharos' shiny model looks since this game. I don't know when they changed it, but it looks worse. In this one, it looks good. Shiny Ampharos looks good in Generation 2, but like I've seen what it looks like later generations, I'm like, oh, that's pretty ugly. I don't like that. Actually, I realized that Mulan II has like a really long cry. Oh, Todd, what do you want? It's me, Todd. I saw some rare Ditto in Route 34. Oh, man. I need Dittos. Well, I'm glad I have Todd's number, I guess. I don't know how long this Ditto event is going to last. But if I don't find any Jigglypuff after a few more minutes, then I might have to go back to Goldenrod and get a Ditto. The problem is that I won't be able to hatch any new Eevees on stream. Or even off stream, I won't be able to hatch any like new Eevees that are potentially shiny. Because my rule is that new Pokemon need to appear on stream, unless they're shiny ones. And I need to get this Jigglypuff while we're still streaming. So that I can start hatching off stream. Come on. Whoops. Must be Jigglypuff in here somewhere, right? Like, I looked on Cerebi.net and it said 5% at all times of the day. Was that wrong? Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I'm bad at multitasking. This is Route 46 walking in grass. Morning, day, and night are all 5%. Yeah. Man. So, like, at worst, we should see one Jigglypuff every 20 Pokemon? I wonder if I've encountered that many yet. This might be a good use case for Sweet Scent. I just need to figure out, like, what Pokemon to teach it, though. Because we could spam Sweet Scent, and I think that'd be faster than biking, but I don't know. I don't know what's faster, menuing to use Sweet Scent or biking. Because after every battle, the menu cursors reset. So it might actually take longer. Unless I have my Pokemon, like, in the first or second slot. Oops. And I can miss menu. Yeah. Biking is faster, I think. That was so quick, and you can't screw it up. So... I won't bother using Sweet Scent, at least not yet. Oops. Okay. But yeah, I think... I don't know why this is taking so long. I thought I would be able to get a Jigglypuff faster, but... since no... I can say that, I don't know. What were we talking about before? I don't even remember. Potential streaming games? Oh, didn't I say I wanted to... I was getting kind of obsessed with Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. And I would kind of love to play that. Like, from what I've tried, the Dreamcast might be the best version. Like, emulated Dreamcast version. Jigglypuff! I found you! You've got nowhere to hide now. First Spore. I should probably move False Swipe into the first spot. Because then I don't accidentally knock out a Pokemon. Okay, careful. Select, and select. And then Cut can move down to Spore. Because even though this betrays my rule of, like, strongest move at the top, it's most useful moves collected together. Okay. We should have at least... We should have... Oh, I don't have any Great Balls. Oh, well. Pokeballs it is. But this should be good. This is the highest catch chance you can possibly have with a wild Pokemon. And we've got lots of spores. Mulan the Second is just full of spores. I honestly can't believe they kept Spore as a move in this game. I mean, I guess they had to. The only thing they could do is add moves and not remove them, right? But is Spore totally unchanged in current versions of Pokemon? Does it still have 100 accuracy? Because that's nuts. Like a sleep move that is almost guaranteed to hit. Man, Jigglypuff. Oh, no, you don't. Mulan is the sleep master here. And she's faster than you. guess the only drawback to Spore is that it's only available on a Parasect, but if you know what you're doing, you can make a good Parasect like I have. With False Swipe. Oh, come on. It was so close. I don't know how... I guess Jigglypuff is supposed to be rare, right? Like, they put... Like, it's really hard to encounter, and even though they... Like, you can get one this early in the game, it's really hard to catch one. Oh, it took so long to find you. I will use up all of my Pokemon. I'll use a lure ball if I have to. Come on, get in the ball. Get in the ball. Pokeball. Brought to you by Kurt. How is it that a Pokemon still asleep when the ball breaks and with no health is able to break out of a Pokeball? That always bugged me. It's like, what is this Pokemon doing? It's asleep. There we go. And it took on Jigglypuff colors. Jigglypuff, the balloon Pokemon. If it inflates to sing a lullaby, it can perform longer and cause sure drowsiness in its audience. Oh. Is that like... That should have been like an ability, or like a move. Like, Jigglypuff can inflate, and then it like guarantees that it can like hit multiple people to sing, or whatever. Okay, Jigglypuff. You could be like Wiggly. Like Gilly. You could be, your name could be Gilly. Welcome to the party, Gilly, and I'm not gonna spend the time to catch another one, because that took a long time. Holy crap. Oh, did I get the berry from that tree? I guess I'll check. Hoot. Mulan the second. Hoot Hoots never knew they could be terrified of a bug until now. Oh, I didn't get it. I think I checked. Something like 8 berries to heal up the Miltank. I think. Yeah, let's make sure that we're on the it was 5 last time. Or, well, I thought it was 5? Okay, we're on box 2. I thought it was 5, but after I fed 5 to the Miltank, it still wasn't healthy, and I had to feed it like 2 or 3 more. So, yeah, I was sure it was 5, but I was wrong. I was wrong about that. Anyway, we healed up Gilly. We healed up Gilly, and now we're gonna go back to Azalea Town. Oops. To get some more pokes. Pardon me. Or no, we have to go back. We have to go back to Goldenrod to get a Ditto, because they're like Ditto on the rampage. Greedy cow. Yeah, it's greedy. Oh, that's right. I wanted to check if Caterpie. Checking real quick. Oh, wait. Sorry, Cherry Grove leads to Route 20. Oh, man. So, I need to get a Caterpie. I need to get a Caterpie because I missed it. Somehow I didn't catch a Caterpie when we were going through here before. And they are asleep at night. They only turn up at daytime. Unless... Are they sleeping in the trees? Though. Maybe we can knock... Because remember, we were knocking Weedles out of trees in Silver. Surfing... Oh, there are Poliwags around here. Cool. Oh, wait, you can get Poliwags with an old rod? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have boxed it. Oops. Oh! Yeah, we should be headbutting trees. Yeah. Well, dang it. I gotta... Okay, I'll headbutt a few trees as we go along. But then I'm gonna... I'm gonna go along and, like, try to go to, I'm gonna try and get up to, Goldenrod so we can get a Ditto. Oh, it's a sleepy Spearow! Sorry, Spearow, we'll leave you alone. Be very quiet, we'll leave you alone, okay? Shh. Very quiet, stay quiet. Let's try this tree. I'll try the tree next to the thorny bush. Nothing. I don't know. I think Moo Moo must have been really, really sick to need 7 or 8 berries. I do feel a little bad for her, but yeah, she's also very greedy. There are bunches of Pokemon we could get. Oh, it's just the Spearow. Slip. I guess I'll try all the trees on the way. I'll try all the headbuttable trees that we can encounter like as we go. Or not all of them, but most of them. Because I'm gonna have to eventually. I think there are certain Pokemon we can only get from headbutting trees, or that they're just more likely. Oh, excuse me. There's one in particular who will really help when we get to Ekritique, though. There's certain Pokemon who will make one of the evolutions much more easy to deal with. I wonder why we can't headbutt the big trees. Yeah, Spinarak. It does bother me that Spinarak is the wrong colors, kind of. I guess they fixed it in Crystal. But then in Crystal it looks like it's the wrong colors, because I'm used to this one. So like, there's no good solution, really. At least Ariados looks cool. Pokemon could be in this tree? Not... Oh, this one? Okay. Pretty sure there are Pokemon in some of these trees, right? The sneaky thing about Pokemon as well is that some trees have different odds. There's some trees that are marked as like special trees. They have all the rare Pokemon in them. But there's basically no way to know. I mean, we found some. We found some that were dropping Beedrills in silver. I guess you can only figure it out by like doing. Here we go. Is it something good? Hey, it's a Caterpie! Level 10. Oh, level 10? It's not gonna, like, learn Confusion if I evolve it from here. Do I even want to catch it? No. Like, I'm not even gonna use a Butterfree, but I at least want to have a Butterfree that's, like, capable, you know? A Butterfree that's, like, got all the good moves that it can learn. Although, I don't know, Confusion isn't that good, is it? Like, what does Caterpie learn really quick? Caterpie? Because, like, level 10 is when it evolves to a Butterfree. So if we catch a level 10 Caterpie... Yeah, it won't learn Confusion. I want to catch a... If I catch a Caterpie, I want it to be a lower level Caterpie. I think it was some of these trees down here, like one of these 5, or 2 of these 5, like this one might have been dropping them. There's the Move Trainer. Oh, well, the Move Trainer's only in Crystal, isn't it? The, like, Move Relearner. Oh, man. I'm not gonna get all of these, but I just want to get something. Because I know there's like the... Or is there a different Move Trainer? Because I know there's a guy in Crystal that can teach you... What? Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower? And I know there's the move Deleter. But is there a Move Trainer in regular Gold and Silver? I'm not gonna headbutt all the trees as we go. Because I know there's the move relearner in later games. I don't know when they introduced that. I'd love that. If that was in this, that would be so good. Even if it's in Crystal, I could find a way to make that work. Yeah, you're used to it being a thing. Exactly. Like, it's surprising how many things are missing from Generation 2, because like otherwise it feels so modern. Okay, well now we're gonna capitalize on this Ditto. Yeah, it is in Crystal, yeah. If only I could afford a Crystal. Oh! Did you hear the sound went kind of funky as we transitioned out of there? Like the fading... The sound fade, like, happened at a weird time. Okay. I said there was Ditto, so we better be right. Wait, he said Route 34. Is this Route 34? Yeah. I spotted some rare Ditto on the thing. Spotted some rare Ditto here on Route 34. Well, I haven't caught a Drowsy. Let's do that. How have I not caught a Drowsy? Oh, I didn't get any more Pokeballs. I'm a dummy. Okay, we're gonna go to the Goldenrod department store and get some Great Balls in a minute. Hey, I got him. I didn't even have to hold B. Drowsy, the hypnosis Pokemon. If you think that you had a good dream, but you can't remember it, a Drowsy has probably eaten it. I don't know about that. Oh, I think it might sound kind of boring, but I'm gonna call an Einstein. Because I learned recently, and I don't know how true this is, but I saw recently that Einstein once penned a letter condemning the colonization of Palestine. So that's cool. I think it's worth honoring a famous ally in a Pokemon name. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I think it's only the second floor, actually. Yeah, apparently Einstein was on the right side in that one. He also had his bad points, that's fair, yeah. I mean, it's not especially flattering to name a Drowsy after old Einstein. But you know, a problematic name for a problematic Pokemon. Remember Drowsy in the anime was like putting everybody to sleep? That was not cool. I think Einstein is appropriately mixed name for him. Actually, I'm not sure of like what Einstein's like drawbacks were. We could always rename that Drowsy if we really wanted to, though. I mean, I guess he like he partly worked on that Manhattan Project, so his legacy is tarnished there. I don't know, he probably said some dumb shit because he was from the middle of the 20th century. I wonder if we talk to this guy, if he'll be like, yeah, I saw the Ditto. And it's like, but did you though? Are they even here anymore? Maybe they're not here because it's nighttime. Have I even seen a Ditto? He just, I don't know, he just told me about some Glopglorp. It's something I've never heard of and I've never seen before, but he said that they're here. They're like out here in the grass somewhere. I don't know why he was so, I don't know why he was so intent on it. It doesn't sound like it's even a real Pokemon, this Clopplorp. Well, yeah, we can see, oh, Clefairy are going to be at Mount Moon, aren't they? Yeah, there ain't any Clefairies in Johto. Let me check Cerebi really quick again. Okay, we're in Route 34. Oh, they're just really rare again. They're here, but they're rare. Alright. Oh, you know what? I think the phone call isn't even an event, it's just telling you about Pokemon you haven't seen before. And it'll be like, yo, dude, Ditto will appear on this route, but they're really rare, but they will appear here. So we're just gonna have, like, some biking. We're gonna have some fun biking back and forth to get a Ditto. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if I caught a shiny Ditto? Like, the first Ditto that we ever see is shiny. Oh, I forgot about that. Einstein wrote his wife out of his research. Yeah, that's bad. Misogyny. Okay, peace. See you later, man. Yeah, shiny Ditto is a cool color. It would be cool to encounter one, but I think we won't be so lucky. Whoops. I kept Gilly in my party because we're gonna have to drop her into the daycare. Gosh, I guess I'm gonna have the same odds. It seems like I'm gonna have the same odds as finding a Ditto as if I continue to look for Jigglypuff. But Ditto is a Pokemon I need for the Dex anyway, so no, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Drowsy. Kind of talk. Is Drowsy supposed to, like, the English voice for Drowsy was supposed to be kind of like Bela Lugosi doing Dracula? I guess Dracula had the ability to compel people to fall asleep. Was that a thing? Or if not that, then to, like, mesmerize them, hypnotize. That kind of makes sense for a Drowsy. And I forgot how far back we are in gold. There's so much to do. So much to do, so much to see. No. I was thinking for a second, like, I could catch a male Abra if we wanted to do some Pokemon breeding, but, like, why? I don't know if I can even breed Red Gyarados shiny genes into the humanoid category. Into the humanoid egg group. Maybe we can. Maybe there's, like, field humanoid Pokemon that, like, crosses. Because that's how... Some Pokemon are really hard to get shinies in this game because you need... like, you can't transfer Red Gyarados genes to just about, like, to any egg group that you want. Like, some of them are off on their own, like the mineral group, the Magnemites and such. I forget what Magnemite shiny looks like. I think it was kind of boring though. Oh yeah, Abra. Well, that's right. Abra's like got one eye open. Usually it doesn't have either eyes open, does it? Just like peek in one eye. It's interesting. I mean, it's sensible. It's like easy to come up with how that would look, I guess, even if you don't have... If Sugimori never drew Abra with its eyes open, you could still guess that it'll look like Kid Abra eyes. also, I love that Drowsy is like a tapir, and its lower half is all brown, like it's covered in mud. It's such a clever little thing. But like, it's a hypnotic tapir. Like, what's it cooking? Then, I don't know, Hypno's always carrying around a coin on a string to mesmerize you. It's Abaku from Japanese lore. Oh, is it like a mix? So then is it a mix of two things? Like many Pokemon are? I didn't know that. Gosh, I feel so dumb because I think I've encountered like, in my egg hatching attempts, I've encountered like 2 Dittos in Silver already, and I didn't catch them because if the egg wasn't shiny, then I wasn't gonna keep it. I was gonna reset, so like there was no use to catching a Ditto. Hey, look at that guy. He's like half asleep. Oh, Abaku is a tapir that eats dreams. Oh, okay, so yeah. Ah. It's funny how many Pokemon references, how many Pokemon seem more creative than they are because they just, the names got changed or it's part of the culture that we don't have. Like, I was gonna mention this before and I forgot to, but that Jigglypuff's Japanese name is just Balloon. It's just their name for balloon. So, like, accurate Jigglypuff translation would have just been Balloon, but instead they used it as the, like, as the nickname. The Balloon Pokemon. In Japan, it is simply known as Balloon. We go, Pudding. Which must be very confusing if Japanese people ever go to Canada. Because poutine sounds a lot like that. Somebody in Japan is like, I heard in Canada that in Quebec, that they eat balloons. And they're covered in cheese curds. It's crazy. One day I will go to Quebec and I will try the balloons. And this Baka is following me all over the place. This Baku. Wait, is Purin Pudding? I thought I read that it was balloon. Or maybe I have the wrong word. Actually, we can check real quick. Oops, no, I'm not fighting the Rattata. And also, hang on, how come Mulan II didn't get her attacks recovered? Oh, is it right? I mean, it says Purin. I was sure that somebody... I don't know where I heard that it was Balloon. Maybe I got confused with the nickname. So my piece of Poke Trivia has been wrong this whole time. Oh my gosh. Is pudding often pink in Japan? Oh, or maybe it explains... Maybe it's like... Little swirl on her head is kind of like that. But she's the balloon Pokemon. I don't know. Pokemon is confusing. Sometimes it's simple and sometimes it's bizarre. Anthony, what do you want? Hey, good evening. I don't want a battle. Bye. Trying to get a Ditto. I need a Ditto. Please. Yeah, I'm gonna give into the madness and go into the, I'll go into the grass where I know I've encountered Ditto before. Up here. Oops. Not there, but close. Yeah, when I've been biking up and down, I would like... Oh, not this grass. Close, though. I swear I'm gonna get this Ditto if it's the last thing I do. Is this grass, which is very... It's gonna be kind of painful on my fingers. Or no, wait. It was the other grass. Be forgetty. Oh, balloon is just balloon, but in katakana. Oh, okay. Huh. I would have thought they would have their own word for it. But now I'm in a strip of grass where I know Dittos show up. I know that they will appear here. Even though the actual grass that you go in probably doesn't matter. As long like whatever route you're on, it's kind of the same. I guess. What would balloon be with katakana? Would it be ba-da-doon? Like that? Or would it be just ba-da-doon? Ba-roon. I don't know. There are a lot of potential ways you could spell it, and I don't know. I presume that they choose whichever one sounds the most sensible to a native speaker. And I would not know anything about that. If I took too long to get Route 34. Well, I checked Cerebi. So I was positing on this earlier. I checked Cerebi and there's always a small chance to get a Ditto. Like, no matter the time of days. And, I'm thinking that the phone calls just indicate to you that they're like just little hints of like, gosh, I saw this really rare Pokemon. I saw Ditto really rarely. It's like, and that's just supposed to tell you that they can be found here, not that there's. I mistook it for an event, but I don't think there are events. Oh, Ba-doon. Okay. For balloon. Japanese balloon. But yeah, there are Ditto here, they're just really uncommon. It's like Anthony also said something about Dunsparce. And I'm pretty sure the same thing goes there, where it's like... It's not that they only show up sometimes, it's that they're just rare, and he tells you where you can find them. I mean, by virtue of being rare, they won't show up all the time, but like... you know what I mean, they always have a chance to show up. And it's the same... it might change with time of day. I don't know, I feel like Dunsparce... odds should change, like they should come out at night or something. Let me check real quick, actually. I'm gonna poke Earth. Yeah. I've just got really unlucky. It's the same as Jigglypuff. There's a 5% chance for a Ditto to show up. Cerebi doesn't even split up the time of days for this route, because I guess it's the same for all of them. Hey, there it is! There's my little critter. I'm not even gonna let you transform into a Parasect. We're just gonna get you right away. A very rare, very uncommon, like, pure Ditto capture. It would be fun to see it as a purple Parasect, but I don't want to give it the chance. I don't want to give it the chance. Great ball, let's get it. Let's go. Yeah. I gotta think of a silly name for Ditto. Ditto, the transform Pokemon. It can transform into anything. When it sleeps, it changes into a stone to avoid being attacked. Well, that's really clever. Yes. Ditto, 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 ditto. Tiddly. It barely fits. Tiddlywink. Or is it? It's a Y, isn't it? Tiddlywink. Is this a brand name? I feel like it might be a brand name. I don't know. I like Tiddlywink. We did it! Okay, cool. Now let's get that Igglybuff, and I'll cap off the stream with an Igglybuff egg. Because I think they hatch pretty quick. Okay, Conifer, you can hang out in the box for a minute. Tiddlywink illegal has entered the chat. Oh no. They know. I think actually if it was like a, you know, like Hasbro or somebody would own it and they would be like, oh, they would be positive about like, oh, using their name for a Pokemon is very fun and silly. Because like children's toy brands are usually like that, I think. It's the thing, capitalists recognize the value in streamers and brand awareness, so they don't really care if you do something like this. Okay, it shows interest in her. She shows interest in. Wait, do they have the same sound? Yeah, they do. Oh, but maybe it's just because Ditto. Wait. Is it just because Ditto is imitating a Jigglypuff, or does Ditto just happen to sound like Jigglypuff? Oh. Ditto has like an extra dee-dee. It does dee-dee-doo-doo. And Jigglypuff only goes dee-doo. So they're almost the same. Oh, nice. Tiddlywink is old enough to be a public domain name. I'll take your word on that. It's funny, this goes hand in hand with, like, Gyarados and Ekans having very, very similar cries. Because I imagine what they have is, there's one really long sound sample, or one really long sound file for all the things, or maybe just a few different ones. And a bunch of Pokemon will, like, share the same sample, but they'll have different segments of it play, or they'll play them at different speeds, so, which also affects the pitch. Oh wow, this patent filed in 1888. That's old. That's a long time ago. It's like Kleenex or refrigerator. Oh, there's an extra D in there. Is that a typo, or is it actually spelled that way? Tiddledywinks. Huh. That almost sounds like it was already a common, like, term, and they borrowed it to brandize it. That makes me wonder. Because that just happens sometimes. Like, I think refrigerator was not a brand name, but it got turned into one at some point. And so for a while, there was, like, refrigerator branded things, something like that. Whale Lord and Skitty are in the same egg group. Which egg group? Whale Lord? Are they both in, like, the fairy group or something? Or water one? Wait, but why would Skitty be in a water group? What group? What group is it? Are you gonna say just something like Magic Marker instead of Sharpie? Yeah, that too. Sharpie has become such a common term. Yeah. But yeah, for sure, Magic Marker is also a trademark. Now, is Whale Lord somehow in the field group? How would that be? That doesn't sound right. I mean, I was surprised enough that Gyarados and Ekans are in the same group, but Dragon kind of makes sense, I guess. They're both in the Dragon group. Yeah, I barely have a grasp on first and second gen egg groups, not to mention third gen, so like... What even the heck, man? Did they invent new egg groups for Gen 3? I could believe that they did that. Yeah, and I just want to hatch an Igglybuff on stream so that we get like different egg chance. So that we get like a different egg thing for our for EVs. So the egg can actually change. You know what? I'm gonna save real quick so that we can save scum the number of steps it takes. I don't want to level up this Jigglypuff too much. It's gonna get like 10 levels already. And I only have so much money. I spent a lot of money on the Great Balls already. I might have to go back and fight Hiker Anthony just to earn some money. Oh, Wailord and Skitty are both in the field group. How did that happen? It doesn't make any sense to me that Wailord is in the field group. Wow. But I guess it's not my decision to make. Well, it finds a way, yeah. I mean, I hinted at what my theory is, although I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to say the word on stream because it's a little gross. But I have my theory as to how Pokemon can interbreed across species. I don't know, they must have some weird, like, reproductive anatomy as well, in, like, internally, such that a female egg only is, like, always gonna be the mother species? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense with, like, normal DVDs, normal DNA. Maybe that's it, Pokemon use DVDs to breed. That's the solution. They exchange they have like a little DVD drive that pops out of their chest, and they can just like exchange DVDs with each other. It's like that's how we use TMs as well. But you put a TM on the forehead, DVD into the chest. Oh. DV discs. It makes sense. DVs are stats in this gen. Or like the stat definer. That's what the Teletubbies will do? Oh, right. Well, the Teletubbies didn't have any like video player capabilities, did they? It was just broadcast. Like they would receive a TV broadcast. Or wait, do you mean that they're actually making a new Teletubbies in a couple years? Weird. I don't know why. Like, why would you do that? Is everybody out of ideas? People can't even come up with new kids shows? Oh, you don't think so, but also you think so. Okay. That's a fair assessment. Whoops, pardon me, ma'am. Blue hair, red highlights, green ribbon. Green ribbon, red highlights, blue hair. Gotta have blue hair. In a Japanese cartoon, you gotta have blue hair. It's cool. They did some good work with the colors on the sprites in this one, and sometimes it's kind of funky. Like, where it looks like Whitney is naked. Because she just has, like, skin tone color clothing, even though she's supposed to be wearing, like, white... I don't know. But they use white and red for her palette, so it's like, how are you gonna, like... This tiny little... Like, even having 16 pixels by 16 is, like, not a lot to draw a sprite. So some of them just look funky. Yeah, come on. They like Ditto and what I call them, Tiddlywinks and Gilly like each other. Why aren't they making an egg? Come on, Gilly, get to laying an egg. No, we don't have to talk about Whitney's clothes. She just wears like a pleated skirt or whatever. Oh, there we go. She's like a child as well. She just has this crying fit when you beat her at the gym. It's like half the gym leaders are children, or teenagers maybe. I don't know. I've gotten to this place where where I find myself grouping in teenagers with children when talking about these things. 1,300. Gosh, Gilly got 12 levels. My gosh. At the very least, an egg with an Iggly buff in it takes a lot less. Takes many fewer steps to hatch. Oh wait, I should have got Tiddlywinks first. Oh, whatever. I was gonna say that, Gilly should get to see her, baby Iggly buff, and I will facilitate that. Tiddlywink is just an imposter. We don't need to care about. They can live in the box. Bye, Tiddlywink. I'll probably bring you out again, unless I can get like 2 Pikachus or whatever. Okay, so Gilly's gonna help hatch the egg with us, and then when the egg is hatched, I'm gonna read off. Actually, yeah, there we are. Egg. Oh yeah. Oh, I wonder if the messages are based on total number of steps to hatching, rather than... I always assumed that the message on the egg was based on percentage of steps, but this one's already at, like, the second message. So I guess, like, the message tells you, like, what range, like, roughly how many steps you have left. Or if you're, like, over a certain threshold. Interesting. Boom, 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 boom. Oops. I dipped into the grass. Yeah. Wait, did I say what I was going to do? After I hatch the egg, I want to read the Pokédex entries that I missed. Because we got some new entries from trading over Pokemon from Silver, and I never read the Eevee Dex entry when we picked up Eevee from Bill. Or when we picked up, was it Egress, I think, in this one? No, Emmanuel. Egress was the girl Eevee that I got in Silver. But boy Eevee I got in Gold is Egress. So we gotta read the Dex entry we got from Egress and some other Dex entries. For some reason, I forgot to trade... I need to trade one of my Ekenses over from Silver at some point. I'll do that for next stream. Let me see, how close are we to egg hatching? Whoops. Oh, we're a bit of a ways. I want to say it's like... Is it like 3,000 steps for the babies? For these baby Pokemon? Get out of here, rat at the... We don't need to see your rat face around here anymore. We already caught one of his. We're gonna get Eradicate. And I don't care enough to get a shiny Eradicate. Right. Looking away because I want to find the steps. Oh, it's 2,600 steps. That's not even a lot. That's like 26 laps. Less than 26 laps. Boom, 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 boom. But it's funny how many... I find it funny how many gym leaders are children in these games. Like Misty. And Brock is pretty young, too? I forget how young he is. And Erica always seemed like a younger person to me, and even Sabrina. Funny how all the girl trainers are really young. All the girl gym leaders are young in these games, huh? I remember Claire... Claire came across as adult, but, like, she acts like a child in this game. So I don't know how old Claire is supposed to be. And then, meanwhile, you have, like, Chuck. who's married. He's got a wife in this one. It's by design, yeah. Maybe we can turn around. Maybe it's actually like... Maybe it's actually a female empowerment thing. Like, they rise... Like, female trainers are so good that they become gym leaders when they're really young, whereas the male trainers are loafing around or whatever. Or I don't know. Or maybe it's like a... Maybe recently... Maybe they've only allowed girls to become gym leaders recently, and so so many of the male gym leaders are old men because they've been in the gyms for a long time, but like the girls are all young because they only recently got to be gym leaders. I'm reading into it too much. Oops. Hello, Jigglypuff Sprite. I wanted to check the egg. Yeah, okay, we're close. But yeah, I know what you mean, Maverinthi. It's by design in a different way. I think some of the more recent Pokemon games have had like more adult or like old. There's like an old lady gym leader in Scarlet and Violet, right? And the Elite Four has Agatha. That's right. I was like, wait. I said old lady, and I was like, wait a minute. We had the thought at the same time. Like, of course, Agatha. And she has some sordid history with Professor Oak. She's cool, yeah. He's like, that dumb old fart. He used to be rather handsome back in his day, but now he just lazes around, making other people do his work. I'm embellishing, but you know. He's got a radio show now. Oak doesn't really do any Pokemon research anymore. Actually, should we turn on Poke Radio for a bit? What does Oak say? Professor Oak's Pokemon Talk with me, Mary. Metapod may be seen around Route 31. Metapod's evolution must be weird. Does she not know? Drowsy may be seen around Route 34. Drowsy's heart-meltingly hot. Okay. Mary, do you need to tell us something about your dreams getting eaten? Mary must be totally randomized, right? Like, there's no way that they decided she would think that Drowsy is a hot Pokemon, right? What the heck? Like, I could agree with Metapod. Like, if she doesn't know what Metapod evolves into, she'd be like, Metapod is weird. Mary's just woke. Wait, the fact we can only think of one old lady trainer? Or like an adult female trainer? Trying to go through the list. Okay, egg hatching time. It's gonna be a new Pokemon. I spoiled it, even though everybody knows what it is. Oh, look at that little Igglybuff. It's got a little swirl on its head, like the thing, like the white thing that you chop up, and it's got the little red swirl in it. I forgot what that's called. Give a nickname to Igglybuff? Yes. It's a Goyle Igglybuff. Oh yeah, Koga's daughter. I forget, but we're gonna see her in this game. What is her name? I don't remember. She's, I mean, she could be, like, she's kind of ambiguous. She's probably a teenager. Like so many of these characters. Even, I think, only 3 years have passed since the last game, so, like, Misty in this game is older, but not much. She'll be, like, 16 or 17 or something. Igglybuff. Igglybuff? What do we call Igglybuff? How about just, we could call it Iggy. Be really boring. Iggy. Oh, the Naruto. Oh, yeah. Is there like a Naruto character who's cool that we can name after our Igglybuff after? I don't remember. I only remember like Sakura. I don't know, I'm gonna go with Iggy. I don't want to think about it too much. Okay. Pokédex time. I'm gonna cover all the Pokemon I missed, so we gotta start with Totodile. Totodile, the big jaw Pokemon. Its well-developed jaws are powerful and capable of crushing anything. Even its trainer must be careful. Ooh. Yeah, we didn't get Croconaw. Oh, Iggy Stardust. Oh, that would have been a good one. Like Iggy Stardust. Yeah, Kakashi Sensei. I would want to pick a girl's name though. The only girl character I remember is Sakura because she was one of the main ones. There's another one though. There's like there's the blind girl. She actually has like white eyes. I don't remember what her name is though. There are a few girl characters. Oh, Ladybug. We traded Ladybug, but I didn't read its entry. Aw, let's listen to that again. Ladybug, a 5-star Pokemon. It is very timid. It will be afraid to move if it is alone, but it will be active if it is in a group. Did Ash get a Ladybug in the anime? I feel like he did. Aw. Igglybuff, the balloon Pokemon. It has a very soft body. If it starts to roll, it will bounce all over and be impossible to stop. Oh, how heavy is it? It's 2 pounds. It's 10 pounds less than a Jigglypuff. How much momentum does it have I guess if it's really bouncy, that makes sense, but like how much momentum do you have to keep going like that? We got a Bellsprout. Oh, Parasect. Parasect, the mushroom Pokemon. It stays mostly in dark, damp places, the preference not of the bug, but of the big mushrooms on its back. Mushrooms? I only see one. Oh, so maybe... See, this Pokédex entry implies that maybe the bug still has control, like it's a symbiosis rather than a parasite. Although it's still called Parasect, right? Parasite, insect. I don't know. I would like to think that the original Paras bug is still in control. Okay, we read Drowsy because I caught one. Yeah, and I read about Oddish, like it stays in the ground at nighttime. And we read Ditto. And Nidorans for sure, Sudowoodo. I think that's probably all of them. Oh, I didn't read Eevee, that was it. Oh, look at that little Eevee. I love the little pose. Eevee's like, man, I know how regal I look. It's like a cat, but it's not a cat. It's a fox, kind of, or a dog. Eevee, the evolution Pokemon. It has the ability to alter the composition of its body to suit its surrounding environment. I feel like I did read this one, or they didn't change it in Silver. Anyway, that paw print is really cute. Yep, that's everybody. Okay. I'm gonna put Igglybuff in the box. Eevee top 5 Pokemon. Yeah, I like Eevee too. You'll say that about like 21 or 22 Pokemon that are all top 5, yeah. That's pretty base take. Okay. Jigglypuff and Igglybuff. Iggy and Gilly go in the box, and then we're gonna take out Conifer. I don't know. It's got like it sounds like it's got Doppler effect on it. Oh yeah, Egress is a Goyle. So meanwhile, oh that's right actually. I won't bother doing it on stream, but I will be getting my I will be trying to get that. Oh, Anthony! Got a minute, my Machop's looking awesome. I'm gonna get rid of these stupid phone numbers, because I don't think I need to fight them yet. Forget my number, Anthony. I'm not playing like lunacy, get out of here. So here's a little tip that I learned when I was doing my Pokemon Red and Blue playthrough, or I ingrained it. After you get your Pokemon healed, you should just hit B instead so that you don't accidentally mash and start over. Alright, so we got the gang. The gang's all here. Mulan the second. Thank y'all for joining me. Yeah, I didn't expect to get a shiny Eevee on this stream, and that's okay. It would have been really nice, but that's how it goes. So, next time I'll be back to try and hatch an Eevee again, unless I get one in between streams, which I might. Probably not, but it's possible. But I'm going to start next stream. If I don't have shiny Eevee yet, I will start next stream by hatching an egg. And then we're going to do other stuff. We're going to go back to Azalea, where I can get some Pokemon I skipped. And, we might end up in the Ruins of Alph. If I still don't have a shiny. We're gonna see. Shiny, 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 shiny all the way. But yeah, thank y'all for joining me. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, y'all. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.